Hello and welcome to part 15, I believe, of my Minecraft Deku pixel art tutorial. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the blocks from last tutorial part. And today we are going to start off with the green terracotta. And we're going to fly all the way up to the top left lightning. And you see where it touches this area right here. We're just going to go ahead and fill this single empty space in with the green terracotta. And I'll just fill it in with you guys. There'll be a lot of filling in this tutorial part. Just because, well, it's really the last part. And we're doing his hair. Alright, now we're going to move over to this section right here where my cursor is. And we're going to go ahead and start with these, I believe it's 6 or 7 blocks going across right here. And on the right of that, we're going to add 2 blocks going up to the right, or 2 blocks going diagonal up to the right, starting from the right here. So that's 1 and 2. And now we're going to place 3 blocks going across on the upper level to the left. 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to place 11 blocks going across on the upper level to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Alright, now we're going to place 2 blocks going across on the lower level to the left. 1, 2. And now 1 block going diagonal down to the left, just like this. Alright, now already we've got a time lapse coming up. So this area that we just outlined, above it will be filled with the green terracotta. And then let's go ahead and grab the green wool and the lime wool as well. So this area up top will be filled in with the green terracotta. Below it, this single empty space will be filled in with the green wool, as well as the space below it as well. And then this single empty space will be filled in with the green wool. And then this single empty space will be filled in with the green terracotta. I'm going to go over that one more time. This area above the outline we just created, green terracotta. Below, green wool. Below again will be green wool. To the right and below will be green wool, and then to the left, terracotta. If that's confusing, just go ahead and wait till the end of the time lapse to see which parts I filled in. Go ahead and do that now. Alright, it should look exactly like this when completed. And we're going to go down to the bottom area filled in with terracotta. And at the very bottom we see this empty space. That's 2 going across. We're just going to go ahead and fill those 2 in with the green terracotta. So it should look exactly like this so far. Alright, now we're going to go all the way back to the top where we have this top area of terracotta filled. And we are going to start all the way down to these 2 single empty spaces, or 2 empty spaces. And we are going to go ahead and switch to our green wool. And we're going to start in this first empty space right here. And we're going to fill both of these empty spaces with the green wool, just like this. Alright, well now we're going to place 3 blocks going across on the upper level to the left. Alright, now 4 blocks going across, a linked 4 blocks going across on the upper level to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're going to have a linked 2 blocks going across on the upper level to the left. 1, 2. And now a linked 5 blocks going across on the upper level to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now 2 blocks going diagonal up to the left. 1 and 2. Let me move some things around real fast. And now we're going to take our placement block and add one on the right side of this block. Now starting on top of there, we are going to add 4 blocks going to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like that. Now we're going to have a linked 3 blocks going across on the upper level to the left. 1, 2, and 3. Now a linked 2 blocks going across on the upper level to the left. 1, 2. And now 2 blocks going across on the upper level to the left. That's 1, 2. It should look exactly like this. Now we're going to go back to these 4 blocks going across, and from the right side we're going to add 2 blocks going across on the lower level to the right. That's 1, 2. Now we're going to add 1 block going diagonal down to the right. 1. Should make contact just like that. Now with the green wool, we are going to fill in these 2 empty spaces that we created outlining with the green wool. Go ahead and do that now, just like this. And this is what we've just created. Now it's not a single empty space, but this section of hair right here with where we just put the green wool inside, surrounded by black wool and then green wool, we're going to fill all of that in with the green terracotta. And then we are going to go over to this next area right here, including this empty space. And we are also going to fill that in with the green terracotta. So go ahead and do that now. Alright, when you are finished, it should look exactly like this. Now, we're going to switch to our green wool and head over to this next empty section to the right. And with the green wool, we are going to find these 2 sets of 2s right here, and we're going to find the bottom one. And starting on the bottom block on the right side, we're going to add 2 blocks going down to the right. 1, 2. Just like this. Now from that bottom block again, on the right side, we're going to place 2 blocks going diagonal up to the right. So that's 1 and 2. Now we're going to add, 11 blocks going up on the right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And it should make contact just like this. Now we'll go ahead and actually fly up to this single empty space and go ahead and fill that in with the green terracotta, just like that. Now go back down to these 2 blocks going down. From the top, we're going to add 1 block going diagonal up to the right. That's 1. And now 2 blocks going up to the right. 1, 2. Now fill in these 2 single empty spaces with the green wool. 1, 2. And it should look exactly like this. Now we're going to do the same thing as we did over there. With our green terracotta, we're going to fill in this hair section right here between the black wool and the green wool on both sides, and then fill in this single empty space right here. And go ahead and do that now. Alright, when you're done, it should look exactly like this. Now, once again, we're going to move to the right to this next empty area right here. And we are going to go ahead and let's start off with the green wool again and fly all the way down to this hair strand right here. And we are going to find this 1 block diagonal right here. Let me back up to show you where we are going to start. Perfect. Going back to that 1 block diagonal with our green wool, we're going to have 4 blocks going across on the left side. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, now we're going to add 2 blocks going across on the upper level to the left. That's 1, 2. And now we're just going to quickly fill in this area underneath the green wool we just placed. Just like that. Now the single empty space right here, we're going to fill in with the green terracotta, just like that. And we're going to switch back to our green wool and fly up to this area right here. And we're going to find these 2 blocks going diagonal, and starting from the bottom block, we're going to place 1 green wool going diagonal down to the right. Just like that. Alright, Now we're going to place 6 blocks going across on the upper level to the right. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And starting from this right block, we're now going to place 3 blocks going across on the upper level to the left. So it'll be connected. That's 1, 2, and 3. Should look just like this. Now I'm actually going to fill this in with you guys. We're going to fill in these 2 empty spaces with the green terracotta, as well as this empty space right here. Let's go ahead and do that now with you guys. It's not really that big of an area, so it takes a long time to edit the filling in, whereas if we just do it with each other, it doesn't take as long. There we go, and it should look exactly like this so far. Alright, now we're going to switch back to our green terracotta, and we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to do this with you. Well, first fill in this single empty space right here with the green terracotta. And now we're going to go ahead and fill in this single empty space. I want to fill it in with you guys, and we're going to do that with our green terracotta, just like this. Like I said before, editing these time-lapse parts take longer than actually filling it in, so it's for your convenience, but if we have small spaces like that, I'm just going to fill it in with you guys. Alright, still with our green terracotta, we're going to fly all the way over to this single empty space right here, fly over to it, and fill it in, just like that. Alright, now we're going to fly all the way down to this top piece of lime concrete, and with our green terracotta, we're going to add 1 block going diagonal up to the right. 1. Now 1 block going diagonal up to the left. 1. And now we're going to add 2 blocks going across on the upper level to the left. It's 1, 2. Now fill in this single empty space with the green terracotta. And from these 2 blocks going across, we're going to add 1 more block going diagonal up to the left. 1. And I'm going to do this with you as well, but we're just going to fill in this empty area with the green terracotta. Just like this. Shouldn't take that long. Oh. And it should look exactly like this. Now we're going to switch to our black concrete for a second. Oh, I forgot to instruct an area. So we see where these 2 black concretes are disconnected. We have the linked 2 blocks right here. We're going to go right in the middle and add a single black concrete, just like that. So these parts should now be connected. Alright, now we're going to use our green wool, and we're going to fill in, actually, yes, we're going to fill in this area, this small area, this area, and this small area. So 4 areas in total with the green wool. Go ahead and do that now. Alright, it should look exactly like this when you're done. Now still with our green wool, we're going to fly down here and see this little empty space right here. And we're going to start from this lime concrete going diagonal right under the black concrete. And on the left side of the black concrete, we're going to add 2 green wools going across to the left. Oh, that's 1, 2. Now 1 green wool going diagonal up to the left. 1. Now we're going to fill in these 2 empty spaces with the green wool. And we're going to take our lime wool and fill in this empty space right below the green wool. It should look just like this. Alright. Now, let's see. We're going to go ahead and I'm actually going to save that area for last. We're going to go ahead and go over here to this strand of hair. And right on the right side of this L shape, we're going to add 1 green wool to the right. That's 1. Now we're going to place 2 blocks going across on the lower level to the right. 1, 2. Now one block going diagonal down to the right. That's 1. And now 2 blocks going across on the lower level to the right. So it's 1, 2. Now we're going to fill in this area under the green wool with green wool, just like this. And right above it, we're going to find this 1 block going diagonal, and we're going to add 1 block going diagonal up to the right from it. 1. Now we're going to add 2 more blocks going diagonal up to the left. 1, 2. Should look exactly like this. Alright, now with our lime wool, we're just going to fill in these 2 empty spaces. 1, 2. Just look just like that. Alright, now we're going to fly to a section below it. And we are going to go right below the right side of the L and add 3 blocks going down to the right, or straight down. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to add 2 blocks going down to the right. 1, 2. And now we're going to add a placement block right below these 2 blocks. And below it, we're going to add 2 blocks going down. 1, 2. And on either side, we're going to add 1 green wool. 1 and 1. Perfect. Now we're going to replace this glowstone with a lime wool, just like that. And now we're going to go ahead and fill in everything to the right of this green wool with green wool, and then fly up here and fill in this large area with green wool. So go ahead and do that now. Alright, when you're done, it should look exactly like this. Now we're going to switch back to our green wool, and we're going to fly down all the way to this long set of blocks going straight down or straight up. And we're going to find this Tetris looking piece, this 3 blocks going up with the 1 block on the middle. And starting on the left side, we're going to add 1 block going diagonal up to the right, or to the left. That's 1. Now we're going to add 5 blocks going up to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we're going to fill in the area underneath it with green wool, just like this. And now we're going to move all the way over here, past this strand of hair, past this tube gap, and we're going to go all the way down to this. I don't know how many it is, I don't remember, but to these long set of vertical black concretes. And we're going to start from the top and count down 2 blocks. 1, 2. And on the left side of it, we are now going to add 7 blocks going up, straight up on the left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Alright, now we're going to add 3 blocks going up to the right. That's 1, 2, and 3. Alright, now we're going to fill in this single empty space with the green wool, just like that. Alright, now we are going to fill in this empty space right here, right above his ear, as well as this empty space with, oh, actually, there's going to be a couple, I'm going to save, don't fill in anything quite yet. I'm going to go actually fill in some of the more green outlines. So right above this 6 lime concretes going across, we are going to go all the way to the left side and place a placement block on top of the left block. Now with our green wool, on top of it, we are going to add 3 blocks going straight up. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to add 4 blocks going up to the right. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Go ahead and fill this in with the green wool. And now on top of it, we're going to add 1 block going diagonal up to the right. That's 1. And now 2 blocks going diagonal down to the right. It's 1 and 2. Should look just like this. And now we're going to place 2 blocks going down to the right. 1 and 2. Now we're going to fill in this single empty space with the green wool. Alright, now is the big moment of filling in. We're going to fill in this single empty space right above the outline we created with green wool. And then we're going to fly down to this empty space as well as this empty space. We're going to fill that in with green wool. Then we're going to fly down to this area above his ear and also fill that in with green wool. Go ahead and do that now. Alright, when you're done, it should look exactly like this. And now we're going to fill in everything to the right of the green wool that we placed is now going to be filled in with our lime wool. So go ahead and do that now. Alright, when you're done, it should look exactly like this. Alright, next we are going to switch back to our green wool, and we are going to find these two blocks going up next to the border we just created, and above it and below it we're going to add 3 blocks going up and then down. So above it, that's a 1, 2, 3. And then below it, that's a 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to add 2 blocks going down to the right. That's 1, 2. And now 1 block going diagonal down to the right. That's 1. Now we're going to fill in this empty area as well as this empty area, just like this. And now we're going to go over here, fill in this single empty area with the green wool. And then this single empty area with the green wool. And then we're going to fill in this empty area with the green wool. Just like this. Alright. And to make it a little easier on ourselves, let's take our placement block and fill in these 2, or these 3 empty spaces right here. And those parts are not going to be filled in this part. Those are not part of the hair. That's actually part of his skin. So now we're going to go back to our green wool and fly up to the next 2 blocks going up. And add 1 block on top of it with our green wool. Now we're going to add 3 blocks going up to the left. 1, 2, 3. And now 3 blocks going up to the right. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to fill in this empty area below the green wool right here. Alright. Now, on the left side of these 4 blocks on the bottom, we're going to add 8 green wools going straight up. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Just like this. Alright. Now we're going to fly up to this black area going down, and this is kind of randomly placed green blocks, but up in this corner we're going to place a green block right here, and then underneath the left side of these 2 blocks we're going to add 2 blocks going diagonal down to the left. That's 1 and 2, just like this. Now on the left side of the bottom set of 2 we're going to add 5 blocks going diagonal up to the right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It should look exactly like this. Alright. Now on the left side of this bottom, it looks now like 2 blocks going across. We're now going to add 2 blocks going diagonal up to the left. 1 and 2. It should look just like this. Now we're going to place 2 blocks going down on the left. 1, 2. And now 1 block going diagonal down to the left. It's 1. Alright. Now we are going to fill in this upper area with the green wool. I'm just going to do that with you guys since it's a bit of a smaller area. Should look just like that. And now we are going to move down into this area of hair. And we're going to start underneath these 2 blocks going diagonal. On the right side, we're going to start underneath that block. And we're going to add 1 green wool. 1. Now we're going to add 6 blocks going down to the left. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now we're going to count up to 1, 2. On the right side of that second block, we're going to add 4 blocks going down to the right. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, now on the top of the 4 blocks, we're going to add 2 sets of 2s going up on the right side. It's 1, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 2. Alright, now we're going to add 1 block going diagonal up to the right. It's 1. Now we're going to quickly fill in this empty area right here. Just like that. It should look just like this. Now once again, we are going to move over to this section of hair. And right above this 1 block diagonal in between the 2 blocks going up, we're going to add 1 green wool. Now to the left, we're going to add 2 blocks going up. 1, 2. And now we are going to add 3 blocks going diagonal up to the right. It's 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to add 2 blocks going up to the right. 1, 2. And 1 block going diagonal up to the right. It's 1. Now we're going to fill in those 2 single empty spaces with the green wool. And now this single empty space with the green wool. Just like this. Alright. Now we're going to start below these 4 blocks going down. It looks like a T. And below that block, we're going to add 1 green wool. 1. Now we're going to add 2 blocks going up on the right side. 1, 2. And now we're going to add, hold on 1 second. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. Yes. And now we're going to add 1 block going diagonal up to the right. That's 1. Alright. Now you can go ahead and fill in this single empty space right here with the green wool. Alright. Now we're going to fly up here to the top. It looks like 2 T's almost. We're going to fly up to the second T. And on the left side, we're going to add 5 blocks going diagonal up to the right. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Just like this. In case you're confused as to where that was, here's where we placed those 5 green wools. Now we are going to fill in these 2 single empty spaces we created. 1, 2. And now we're going to go ahead and do another time lapse. We're going to now fill in this single empty area right here with the green wool. So go ahead and do that now. Alright, when you're done, it should look exactly like this. Now we're going to come down all the way down to this pointed strand that goes down the middle of his face. We are going to go ahead and start right below this T shape. And we're going to place, right below it, starting from right here, we're going to place 7 blocks going diagonal up to the right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. It's actually going to be 8 blocks. 8 blocks going diagonal. And now this little section right here, these 2 empty spaces that we created are going to get filled in with the green wool. 1, 2. And now we're going to fill in this little backwards upside down L shape with glowstone or a replacement block so that we know not to fill it in this part. And we're going to switch to our lime wool and we're going to fill in these 2 single empty spaces. 1, 2. And now this bigger empty space right here. I'll go ahead and do that with you. And then these 2 single empty spaces as well. Should look just like this. Now we're going to move over to these linked 2 blocks going across. And on the left side of it with our green wool, we're going to add 1 green wool. Now we're going to add 3 blocks going across on the upper level to the right. It's 1, 2, 3. And now we are going to add Is it really 7 this time? Yes, 7 blocks going diagonal up to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we're going to add 2 blocks going up on the right. 1, 2. 1 block going diagonal up to the right. 1. Another 2 blocks going up on the right side. 1, 2. Another 1 block going diagonal up to the right. 1. And now another 2 blocks going diagonal up to the right, not diagonal. 1, 2. Another block going up diagonal up to the right. And now 2 blocks going down on the right. 1, 2. We kind of created a pattern where it was 2 blocks going up, 1 block diagonal. We did that 3 times, and then we placed 2 blocks going down. Now we're going to fill in this single empty space, this space right here with the green wool. Perfect. Now we're going to move over to the next section of hair right here. And as we go, I'm going to be putting in placement blocks. This spot right here, the single empty space placement block, just like that. This empty space, 2 blocks going across, placement blocks, and then the spot above it, placement block, just like that. All right, now we're going to start below these 2 placement blocks, and we're going to use our green wool, place 2 blocks going across, just like this. Now we're going to have 3 blocks going across on the upper level to the right. 1, 2, 3. Now 2 blocks going diagonal up to the right. 1, 2. Actually, to make it a little easier on ourselves, we're going to fly all the way up to these 2 blocks going diagonal. And right below the first block, we're going to add 1 green wool, just like that. All right, now we're going to fly all the way back down here. We're going to hug the outline all the way up to that green wool that we placed. So let's go ahead and do that now. Just like this. Hugging the outline is just staying along the black outline. All right, going back up to the top, we're going to add 1 block going diagonal down to the right. It's 1. All right, now we're going to fill in this empty space right here that we created with the green wool. And then these 2 single empty spaces with the green wool. All right. Now we're going to fly down to this next section right here. And we're actually going to fly up here, put a green wool right there, in that single empty space right there. We're going to fly all the way back down, and underneath this block on the left, we're going to add 1 placement block, or not 1 placement block, 1 green wool. And now, once again, we're going to hug the outline all the way up to that green wool right there. So just do as I'm doing. We are really just repeating what we already did with the black concrete. And it should look exactly like this. All right, now we're going to fill in these 2 empty spaces with the green wool. And now we're going to fill in these other 2 bigger empty spaces with the green wool. Just like this. All right, now we're going to go up to these 2 blocks diagonal. On the left, on the left of the bottom, we're going to add 3 blocks going diagonal up to the right. That's 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to add 1 block going diagonal up to the left, just like this. And now we're going to place 4 blocks going across on the lower level to the left. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to add 1 block on top of that 4th block. And now 2 blocks going across on the upper level to the right. It's 1, 2. And then we're going to add 1 block going diagonal up to the right. It's 1. Now 2 blocks going across on the upper level to the left. 1, 2. And now 2 blocks going across on the lower level to the left. That's a 1, 2. Now with our lime wool, we're going to fill in this empty space with our lime wool. All right, going back to our green wool, from these 2 blocks right here, we're going to add 3 blocks going across on the lower level to the left. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Alright, now we're going to add one block going diagonal down to the right. That's 1, or to the left, sorry. Now 2 blocks going across on the lower level to the left. That's 1, 2. Now 2 blocks going diagonal down to the left. So 1 and 2. Alright. Now 4 blocks going across on the lower level to the left. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now 6 blocks going across on the lower level to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now we're going to place a linked 2 blocks going across on the lower level to the left. 1, 2. Now on the left side of the 6 blocks, we're going to count in 3 to the right. That's 1, 2, 3. On top of that third block with our green wool, we're going to add 2 blocks going across to the right. That's 1, 2. Alright. Now we're going to add 1 block going diagonal up to the right. That's 1. Now 3 blocks going across on the upper level to the right. 1, 2, 3. And now 2 blocks going diagonal up to the right. It's 1 and 2. Now 1 block going diagonal up to the left. 1. And 2 blocks going across on the lower level to the left. 1, 2. And now with our lime wool, we're going to fill in this single empty space. And below this right block of 2, we're going to add 3 lime wools going across to the left. 1, 2, and 3. Should look just like this. Alright, now with our green wool again, on the left side of the lime wool, we're going to add 4 blocks going across to the left. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now 2 blocks going across on the lower level to the left. 1, 2. And on the next lower level of this black concrete, on the left side, we're going to add 1 green wool. 1. Just like that. Alright, now this empty space we created between the black and the green is going to be filled in with green wool. Let me go ahead and do that with you guys. Should look just like this. Alright. Now we're going to we're going to go down to these 2 blocks going across. On the right side of it with the green wool, we're going to add 2 more blocks going across to the right. 1, 2. Now 3 blocks going across on the upper level to the right. It's 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to add 4 blocks going across on the upper level to the right. It's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to go ahead and fill in this empty space with the lime wool. And going back up to the 4 blocks going across, we are actually going to break some blocks and replace them. So switching to our black concrete, we're going to break this single block right here. And now we are going to add 1 block to the right of this top block. And now we're going to add 1 block going diagonal up to the right. 1. Should look exactly like this. Alright, now starting on the left side of that 1 block going diagonal, we're going to add 2 blocks going across to the left. 1, 2. And now 2 blocks going down across, 2 blocks going diagonal down to the left. 1, 2. Should look exactly like this. So now, let me take a look. I'm going to go ahead and fill in this not single empty space, but this empty space with you guys. And then we're going to do the last filling in for this part. So let's go ahead and do this. It should look exactly like this right now. Alright, so pay close attention, and even if it is a little bit confusing, you can go ahead and watch until the end of the time lapse so that you know what it should look like. So we are going to go ahead and start with this section right here. Fill that in with the lime wool. Then go over to this section and fill that in with the lime wool as well, including those empty spaces up there. Then this whole section with the lime wool, remember not to go over the placement blocks And then we're going to fill in that section with the lime wool, that section, and the rest of this as well, remembering not to go over the glowstone or our placement block. It's a long fill-in part, but we can go ahead and get started right now. Alright, when you're done, it should look exactly like this. I went ahead and broke the glowstones just so that you could see what it should look like. And thank you for watching, and look forward to the next part of the art tutorial.